welcome to my channel Motivated and Inspired. If this is your first time, my name is Mimi Fit, and today again I'm going to share with you another lifetime experience in Spain. It's about foreigners exploiting foreigners. Interestingly, isn't it? Stay tuned. Welcome back to my channel Motivated and Inspired. If this is your first time, thank you for clicking on this video. But if you are a return subscriber or a return viewer, thank you very much. Do make sure to subscribe if you do like my content, and don't forget to turn the notification button on, because that's the only way you get notified when there is a new video uploaded. Okay, I made a video about racism in Spain. To be honest with you, in my case it has been different. Maybe it's just my time to have pleasant experiences in life, right? So I haven't faced any kind of racism in Spain from Spanish citizens or like the Spaniards, okay? However, I have experienced racism from one girl who is not from here, and also from Chinese. I would say that I would say that Chinese in particular in Spain, my experience has been horrible with most of them. However, not all of them. I've also had really sweet and beautiful experience with Chinese, okay? So that is just my experience. However, there are other group of people who happens to be foreigners who are exploiting fellow foreigners, and I wouldn't grade this under racism. It's just that in Spain it's common to see people exploiting people. Now what was shocking to me was my own personal story, as in me being exploited by a foreigner. Well, she happens to be a Caucasian, but then again, I wouldn't say it's racism, because that's just who she is, and she was doing it to other people who are not African. So we cannot put that under racism. She was just exploiting, just like everyone is exploiting, including Spanish themselves. So let me tell you what kind of exploitation is going on here. Look, it's all about like salary. It's all about professionalism, okay? Labor is cheap in Spain, and so big companies are mostly exploiting people, as well as the small companies exploiting. The most interesting part of it is that most of these companies are foreign companies, and their employees happens to be Spanish. So why won't they report them? They won't, because there are no jobs, unemployment is very high here, salary is very low here. So it's like you're lucky to be employed if your company is robbing and paying you under the table, as in what they pay you will not have tax on it. You're cool to go. Meanwhile, it earns them a lot. This company are making a lot, because at the end of the day, they leave the country without paying tax or contributing to the economical growth of the country, but they will make a lot of profits. And so this goes on day in, day out. I know Spanish people who were doing this. This is common here. I was really shocked that I became a victim, even though I was against that. And so I want to share this story with you. So if you are in Spain, just be vigilant. If you are not interested in doing this, you have the right to make any choices you want. But if this is not what you want, then you have to be very vigilant that you don't become a victim and end up falling into any kind of trouble. In my first year as a student, I had the notion that I could work whilst I was schooling. So after 6 months of living here, one lady connected me to another lady she knew who happens to have a massage business, not necessarily a spa. It was really funny because it was lower than the business I had in Ghana before coming here. So this lady was having one room as a treatment room for hair, for massage, for pedicure, manicure in one of the harbors in Barcelona. It was an expensive and well-known harbor, so there is a lot of movement, people parking their boats, their yachts and all of that there, and so she had business going on. She was a hairdresser, and so she was looking for a therapist who could attend to clients who come in for massage. And that's where I was recommended to her because I was looking for opportunity, and also it's my field. So yeah, I met her, and then she told me she's going to give me a contract. But at the moment I will start working, oh, I wanted money, I wanted to be on salary, I wanted an income. And she, in the other hand, also had a business and looking for someone, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm in it, and she said her accountant is working on the papers, on my contract. Now, if somebody gives you that excuse in Spain, yeah, you would take it because sometimes having simple documents done can take like forever here. So it's understandable. Okay, I was working, we talk about how much she was going to pay me. She was paying me commission on each person that I work. And then she wanted more. She wasn't going to be stationed at the workplace. So I had to go in, and I told her, listen, I'm not going to come in here and waste my time and sit the whole day when there is no client, when you are not paying me a salary. I earn commission, so you will call me when there is a client. To pre-book a client and then let me know beforehand. I come in, I do the job, and at the end of the month I get my commission. Great. This was great until she wanted more. She wanted more, as in me coming to stay there. I'm like, okay, I will, but also where is the contract? It's been 1 month I've been working, and I wasn't working in a great condition. I'm very particular about my clients because I love massages. It's one of the professions that I spent 10 years in. I loved it. I still love it. I studied a lot, both in Ghana, did different courses, came here, did my master's in manual therapy, and so I'm very enthusiastic about wellness and health and spa businesses. So I understand it to the highest level. And being that I have owned a spa business, and I have also worked with international persons with years and years of knowledge in this field, like I have so much experience, I have so much passion for this. So I am keen on giving quality services to my clients. I don't want my clients to ever complain that the treatment they received was under to 80%. No, I want minimum to be 90%, which includes cleanliness, the hygiene of the therapy room, the towels, the odor, the arrangements of the bed, everything. You understand? She, on the other hand, is just a hairdresser. I mean, this is a different profession. You do hair, you style hair, you do makeup. You have no business when it comes to massage. You have no business when it comes to wellness. You don't understand that field. But she thinks she can manage it. So for example, she wanted me to be using the same towels that are being used for hairdressing for massage.
What?
And I'm like, first of all, the size of the towel is not the size that can be used for therapists. Again, it has got that hair odor, like it's just a small room where she does everything. So when we have treatment for different therapies, we have to rearrange the room every time, And I'm like, listen, those towels smell. When they dye their hair, all those chemicals that are being used to dye hair, to blow dry, and all that treatment, it stinks, it smells. You cannot use that towel wrapping it around someone who has come in to distress themselves. Please, you're going to stress them. That bad odor, you're giving them bad energy already. Then I was still working. Then she goes on with minor attitude, and I was in need of money, so I was just like overlooking them. But what really broke the ice was I realized the contract wasn't going to come. It was 3 months, 3 months passed, and still there is no show of contract. And she kept giving me excuses because without this contract, I don't get my social security contribution done. And so it goes against me. When you have a contract, you pay your social security. And when you are out of work, the government can support you or pay you back that money so that you sustain yourself until you get a new job. So me not paying social security, regardless of how much you pay me, is still like bullshit because it goes against me, and she's making all the income and she was really paying me low. I was the one doing the work, she was paying for the place. Okay, I was bringing my own towels because the towels that she had were whack. The oils for massage, she didn't have them. I did have all of those things because when I came, I also wanted to start my own business, so I started purchasing all items because I already had the experience. It was so easy gathering all the items. I just needed to know where to get them, buy them, and so I had them at home. So I was using my oils, I was using my towel every time I have appointment in her place, and yet she was paying me 30% and she keeps 70%. I tried to bargain with her so she could pay me at least 40% because okay, she's paying rent, but she is not doing the work and she is not using her product. I'm not using her products also. I'm using my products. I'm using my towels, using my product. I'm doing the work, keeping the place in order. I deserve to be paid more. But well, no. So she was exploiting me. I was working. There was so much work coming. I was even doing mobile services for her because she got me the client, and she was paying the same 30%. I'm like, no way. This is not going to happen. So finally, we had a miscellaneous agreement that was a bit stupid, but I was so proud of it because she asked me to give water to a client, and the water was opened and poured into glass, and she gave it to me to give it to the client, and I said I'm not going to give that to the client. If you want to serve someone, you open the water or the drink in front of them, pour it into the glass for them, or you ask them if they want to pour it themselves or they want you to pour. But you don't open water, pour it into a glass, carry it from one room into another room to offer someone. No, for safety reason, for security reason. Meanwhile, I'm working with people who have yachts, who have boats. These are rich people. I don't want any shit to happen to anyone, and then they will blame me that I gave them water. They didn't have a clue where the water was coming from. So I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. And she was offended and said, that's her client. I'm like, why don't you give the water to them? Like, just take it for them. If you're going to put it in bottle, I'm going to give it to them. Why? Because she was very cheap. She was this people who had this poor mentality and doesn't understand that if you want your business to flourish, to be successful, you need to invest into it. Cost of living is cheap in Barcelona. It's very cheaper than cost of living in Accra. Okay, way cheaper. Let me tell you the basic fact. It's way cheaper. So buying 12 bottles of water, getting a small fridge that will cost like 50 euros, putting that water in so you can serve your clients whom you charge 100 euros per 60 minutes of massage is like, oh my god, because one bottle of water is less than €1. Like the small bottle is less than 50 cents. Okay, so it's absolutely ridiculous not wanting to offer a client €1 bottle of water when this client is going to pay 100 euros for 1 hour of services. I think like you should offer more. In my case, I was offering my clients more. I was offering them free tea, free coffee, free water, sometimes juice that is being blended in the spa, you know. She refused to pay me the actual amount with so many excuses. Like she was just trying to make trouble. So one, she was making me work in terrible conditions. She didn't have the materials in place and I was using my material to work, and yet she was underpaying me. Two, the contract that she promised or she kept lying that was coming never came. And three, when the time came for her to pay me, she paid me something lesser than like what I have worked for, with the excuses that there were days that I was late to an appointment. Yes, it's bound to happen. I live outside the city where you have your office or where we have the center. And sometimes she was alerting me 1 hour before the appointment time. Come on, I need to shower, pack things, and then wait for bus or metro to get there. So I arrive late, I make the client know, and the client pays the exact amount. I know that because I'm the one taking the money, but she wants to punish me and take a percentage out of my money because I was late. And that wasn't even an agreement. So I quitted with her. She didn't pay me the exact money she had to pay me. And then I started working with a Spaniard. Oh my God, Montserrat. She was so sweet. She was very, very respectful. We had the same energy and the same mindset about business, about spa business in general. She wasn't a therapist, didn't have the knowledge. She just loved wellness and therapeutic treatment, so she put up a business. Unfortunately, she was closing down her business at the time I met her, but the few weeks that we worked together was amazing. She never cheated me. She paid me what I was deserving, what we agreed on, to the extent that when clients leave tips, she gave it to me. And this with many other experiences that I've had. Some experiences came from friends. And for me, for that, I can conclude that foreigners in Spain exploit foreigners and even the locals more than the locals in Spain exploiting themselves or exploiting foreigners. Because one thing I realized is Spanish people are really warm, or really nice and really sweet. Like I could just get a conversation on the streets with a stranger I don't know. And it's not like there is going to be any attachment to it. Like they're just nice people, very, very nice people. And so if you're here, be very careful whom you're going to work with. Be very careful of the terms. Make sure you get your contract before you start working. I mean, if by 2 weeks, if for any reason you have to start working before the contract, give 2 weeks. If by 2 weeks you don't get the contract, stop working and report the company or report this person. Okay, just stop it. I didn't report that lady because at the time she claimed she was going through some stress, having divorce issue with her ex-husband at the time. So I gave her benefit of the doubt. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to report her. Maybe it's just a bad time in her life and she came out being a shitty person to me, and we end up having like a very bad experience. So I didn't report her just for that benefit of the doubt. Maybe truly she was going through hard time. But if you're being hired by a company that hasn't given you a contract, if you report them, they will be in a seriously big trouble. Do report them. Don't allow yourself to be exploited. Now, on your right, I've left some video about work experience in Spain, what you have to know before you append your signature. And also, I'm going to leave a playlist that has got experiences in Spain, lifestyle, and how to get some documents done here in Spain. Thank you very much for watching this video. Be you, be bold, be whoever you want to be, say whatever you want to say, as long as you're not hurting anyone. But most of all, be motivated and inspired. See you in the next video.
Stay motivated and inspired.